Well, we're recording.
But
Are you not sitting?
I'm lazy.
Recording.
You're not sitting at the table?
I am.
I just came back from vacation, guys.
It's sort of... But we only have one camera.
I mean, I could sit
Yeah,
at
shut up. And camera 2! Hi everybody, and welcome back.
Welcome to the Zombie Apocalypse Part 1.
Let's try that again. The greater good. Okay. Hi everybody, and welcome to episode 25 of Nights at the Round Table. Today we are discussing the 2002 film Resident Evil. And I'm going to start with general impressions of the film. I'm going to start with Eric.
I have seen this movie more than any other movie I've ever seen because it is my I'm feeling sick movie, so I watch it. The first time I saw it was in Res. There was a shared network, so I downloaded it from the network onto my computer and watched it. I was too young when it came out, apparently, by 1 month. So I watched it, and then I got Norwalk and was in isolation for 3 days with nothing but a laptop and Resident Evil on it, and industrial quantity of gravel.
Damn.
So I just watched it over and over again.
Okay.
So it's sort of embedded in my consciousness now.
You like it because of repetition, right?
No, I enjoyed it the first time I watched it
Okay.
without being sick. It's a good example of a horror survival movie.
Oh, okay, fair enough. PY?
I guess.
I said movie.
I played the game, so I'm very biased. I'm not even going to go with mildly. I'm biased. But first time I saw it was in the theaters, midway through the end of high school, and I'm like, okay, you know what? This isn't bad. But as time goes on, you can start seeing, okay, well, they pulled that out of Resident Evil 1, they pulled that out of Resident Evil 2, and they pulled that out of Resident Evil 3. It's like, how many things are you guys going to pull out of the video games to slap together into this movie? The movie isn't that...
How dare they reference the video game?
But improperly! Alice, the main character, is basically wearing what Ada Wong would wear, who makes an appearance several movies later. And they kind of just say, hey, these two are kind of like these characters, but they're not, because we're going to use them later. There are some good points. However, they mostly die in the first, 45 minutes of the movie. Bye-bye military personnel, you were not meant to be.
What? You didn't see the military personnel dying?
Not all at once like that.
Really?
I expected, like
Bit by bit.
being picked off one by one. That's what I expected. Alien style. Yeah.
No.
Ooh.
Yeah. For myself, I quite enjoyed this movie. It was more action movie than horror movie for me. I didn't think it was horror. I didn't get scared at any point. There was barely even a jump scare, and it was the birds right at the start when she walks outside and all the birds take off. I twitched. I didn't even jump, which is unusual for me because I'm a jumpy person.
The only twitch, and I saw it coming, was the eyes open and hand on window.
Oh. Really? I saw that coming a mile away,
So
and
did
I was just like...
But then it actually happened. I was like, yeah, okay, it did happen.
That was in the trailer.
I
didn't watch the trailer. Jinx!
It was in the trailer from a movie that came out 14 years ago. Come on,
I
man.
play video games, I don't watch TV.
I liked that the military... I thought it was unusual that the military personnel were pretty much killed off right at the beginning of the film, except for a few of them. I thought that was a neat idea, because I'm so used to it being, like, picked off one by one.
With the strongest, that's, at the very end.
Right, but...
Which isn't.
Well, it annoyed me that they, on this top secret mission, they brought along with them 2 amnesiacs and some guy in handcuffs. Like, really?
He's a police officer.
Really, though?
Yeah, they should have left the cop handcuffed to the chair upstairs in the...
All of them!
Or you call in another team. Hey, we got people. They're liabilities. We can't take them with us.
Although the amnesiacs, it made sense because they were supposed to be the security and it would eventually wear off.
It
Give me a
didn't make
report.
sense. They were amnesiacs.
Yeah, unarmed.
Unarmed throughout almost the entire movie.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a report. I don't know what you're talking about. Give me a report. I don't know what you're talking about. We're bringing you with us.
What?
Why?
Right? That was my reaction. I'm like...
What do you need? Extra fodder down there?
Quick, she doesn't remember anything. Kick her to the wolves.
But in even the games, does Umbrella ever actually act in a sane fashion?
No. They launch, actually, in Resident Evil 2, they launched basically the pre-Nemesis, which is this hulking 7-foot-tall, muscle-bound thing of doom and destruction. And
They're morons.
yes, they just send
Yeah,
bigger,
okay, look,
bigger and big,
The
badder
corporation
war biohazards.
being more morons with regards to genetic testing, I can get. Paramilitary people being morons, dragging amnesiacs with them, I
They
cannot.
were really bad military people.
But
They
they
were
were all-
really bad.
they were umbrellas.
Oh my god, look at this.
That doesn't matter.
They were poorly trained.
Idiots.
Oh, the door is closing and my team's behind me. Let me point the gun at the door and walk backwards. And the Red Queen's like, laser corridor? He's at the door. He should be prying it open or getting on the other side. And instead he backs up and points his gun at the closing door as if it's going to explode.
Worse than that is when, shit hits the utter fan, and there's those doors. They're like, what's the code? What's the code? What's the code?
These are really badly trained.
They put the code in, but the guy has his back to the door because, that's a great fucking idea. I'm going to put my back to a door and the zombie infested. Oh my god, I just got eaten alive.
The guy not remembering so it makes
Right.
sense. He was the
Yeah,
techie, he was stressed.
Yeah, he
and
was under a lot of stress.
Him,
That makes
yes,
sense.
Him made sense, but the other guy, the one who was calm,
The douche.
yeah, JD, who was
Sure.
calm and collect. I watched it this morning.
I've watched this movie
Rewatched it
in
this
like
morning.
almost triple digits, and I can't remember most of the names.
So
I just watched this for the first
he
time
turns
last night.
around before opening the door, as in, I'm going to Hollywood this one out.
Yeah,
And, well, he Hollywooded to his grave.
they are dumb. Seriously, the only person who had any sense in the entire movie was Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Who gets her hand chewed on, her arm chewed on, I think her leg chewed on, scratched, beaten, battered, and bruised,
And shot in the head.
and eventually shot in the head because, she finally turned.
Spoiler alert.
We're 14 years over. But she was a badass.
She was. I loved her character.
Which, unfortunately for her, she's typecasted because she would really like to do a rom-com and no one wants to let her.
Really?
But when this movie, when she first made her big break, she requested if anyone ever made a Resident Evil movie, she had to be in it. And that's why
She
she was
was
in this one.
perfect for it.
She was also supposed to be in the original, which was canned. They had an original script, and they had almost started production with Romero writing the script. But the studio didn't like it. The studio said it was too far from the games. It was. They said it was a generic zombie movie.
And this wasn't?
The movie, like I said, it's a survival horror, but not like.
Okay.
It's like the second half of Doom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the first half is
Good
trying to be
memories.
aliens and
Good
failing
memories.
royally.
No, well, I don't know. Though, actually, I think
At least this
Doom-
movie had the same feel the whole way through, which is rare.
I was going to say, I think Doom pulled a lot of its sound from this movie, because right at the
Yes.
start you have sort of the music box.
They had the same. They had two music producers on this,
Yeah.
and the real music person did both.
Okay, that explains it, because I was listening to, like, before I even played the DVD, I was listening to the music at the menu, and I'm like, well, this reminds me of Doom.
In the other parts of this movie where there's like,
Yeah.
that's Marilyn Manson.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, that explains it.
Yeah. Which, in some of the scenes, it worked so perfectly. Like the scene right before the button where the guy gets sucked into the door, where they're shooting at the zombies. The music is perfectly done.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of doors, speaking of that corridor earlier, that is probably one of my biggest issues with the movie, the laser corridor. Because person A...
Physics makes no sense.
No,
Okay.
person A that loses her head while the other
Medic.
guy loses his hands, and then the other guy gets cut down, and then the other guy gets diced. You have a human ingrediented stir fry on the floor, but it's not there afterwards.
That's because they got eaten.
No.
No, I have no idea.
Even when the tech walks through, you see him avoiding the corpses, but never does he avoid the stir fry. And when they show the corridor, there's no stir fry.
And then they disappear, and they're like,
Then
where'd
they
the bodies
disappear.
go?
But
The
where's
bodies
the
don't
stir
just
fry?
disappear.
They wouldn't eat the
Where's
stir fry.
The dogs ate the stir fry.
The dogs. Actually, they had a lot of trouble with the dogs
Oh, yeah?
because the dogs were. It was real meat on them,
Oh.
and the dogs kept eating each other and themselves. One thing I do
What
appreciate.
could go wrong? Wardrobe.
One thing I do appreciate about the movie is the amount of, in general, except for the licking thing, practical effects.
Oh, the liquor was terrible.
They actually, the liquor was horrible.
It's right out of Resident Evil 2.
But it's also bad CGI.
As soon as it broke out of the thing, I'm like, wow, that's old school CGI.
Everything else is pretty decent done. And all the stunts were done by the actual actors.
Oh, that's good.
Except for one, for her, where she's going into like the bulkhead thing after the corridor. Her agent wouldn't let her because when she was running across the pipes, they were afraid she would get hung, so her agent wouldn't let her. But it took them 3 months to do the dog stunt properly, where she jumps off the wall.
Yeah, she does the
That's why they hired her as their third choice.
Because of multi-pass?
Because she did all her own stunts in Fifth Element, and they liked that. The original person who was supposed to play this character was Buffy.
Sarah Michelle Gellar.
And the fake husband, was supposed to be David Boreanaz.
That would have been hilarious.
But they both refused because of Angel.
Really?
The TV show was going on.
I really enjoyed James Purefoy in this film. He's the one who played the husband.
The jerk, yeah.
Yeah. When... I do have a gripe about it, though, but when he appeared on screen, I sort of dropped my pen. I'm like, wait, is that James Purefoy? Because I ended up... You remember when we were talking about lists?
Yeah,
yes. He's on mine, but that's because of his portrayal of the Black Prince of Wales in A Knight's Tale. So that's the most... That's the most enduring image I have of him. So as soon as he showed up, I'm like, oh, James Purefoy, yay! But then, when his amnesia finally wears off, he does a personality shift, which I found really weird. He's like, oh yeah, I started this whole mess. Oh shit. Instead of, oh shit, it's, oh yeah, I started this whole mess. Now I'm the bad guy again. Fuck.
My shit's on the train, and screw all of you.
Yeah, but...
I'm out of here to get my money.
If he had waited just a few more minutes, he could have gotten on the train and killed them all.
Well, not even the whole killed them all thing, because he was, up until that point, a really decent person. So you would think, without all of his memories, that's his base personality, so when he gets his memories back, he might be aghast at it. They did this with Liam Neeson, I forget the name of the movie, but he ended up being chased off a bridge in a car, lost his memory, discovered that he was part of a terrorist plot, and then ended up helping the good guys, because he's like, holy shit, I did this thing. When he remembered. They're
doing it in the TV show Dark Matter, also. Because they lost all their memories in the first episode of the first season, and now they're dealing with being a totally different person from what their memories have.
Right? So the whole, Spence plot twist was great, but the way they flipped his personality was not. In my opinion. It was, I'm a good guy, it's cold down here, take my jacket, it's going to be okay, to, I'm going to kill you all because I want my money.
But is he doing it because he's a good guy? I don't know, the whole movie, I don't know the English expression, but you're face à claque. You see him and you're like, oh, that
you just want to slap
dude, you just want to smack his face. Him giving her the jacket, to me, was, I'm going to mark my territory here.
Really? I did not take that away.
It was totally like, I know we're supposed to be
means.
doing it. Here you go.
I didn't read it as that.
Yeah, no, I read him as a jerk the entire time.
Really? No, it seemed to me like he was just an amnesiac, regular dude, relatively decent, and then the personality switch happened.
Yeah, no, I saw him as a jerk the whole time. Then when the personality switch happened, I was like, yeah, okay.
You can see it when the other one's putting in the code. You might want to put the code in.
Go ahead. Come on. Hurry up. Ha ha ha.
To be fair, if I was in that position, I would also be that snarky little bitch leaning against the door going, put in the fucking code. Come on, put the code in. Come on. I don't know how to use a gun. This isn't helping anyone. Just hurry up and put the code in.
Which you would think. You have this many people coming at you. You have X amount of bullets. Why are you shooting them in the chest?
Right?
Aim for the head. You had a clear line and you're not a stormtrooper from a Lucasville.
But they didn't know yet.
You still shoot somebody in the head. They're not going to get back up.
Well,
police standard training is chest.
They're not police.
Military standard training is chest.
Also, when they get back up again,
you should start.
Usually, oh well, fuck.
This was not a. This was definitely not a genre savvy show. They had no idea what was going on, and none of them had ever heard of a zombie movie.
Which you would think, being in quote-unquote Raccoon City, which is... Actually, what city does Raccoon mimic? It's
I
not
don't
New
know. I
York.
know where it's filmed. It's
not-
Toronto.
Yeah, because it's not New York because the towers aren't that high. But anyways, major popular city, you know, modern day, everyone knows what a freaking zombie apocalypse is. And if they don't, they need to get outside a little more.
Well, in this universe, they don't.
In this
And not-
universe, they don't. They've never
No.
heard of it. It happens.
Yeah. Oh, I have
This
one
isn't
more.
Shaun of the Dead.
I have one more note about James Purefoy. He's British. He did an American accent really well.
He did.
But he
Although I kept
slipped up-
expecting a French one for some reason. Yeah, go on.
Fast and Fast after that.
Maybe.
No, it was because his accent slipped once when he said the word computer. Instead of saying computer with an R at the end, it was an A.
It's so weird
Yeah,
to hear you
computer.
say anything in American.
Computer. Car.
You're freaking me out.
I can't do it. My accent is terrible. But yeah, he does, when he's confessing the whole, he's a bad guy monologue. Stupid computer. And that's the only time I noticed him slip up, and I giggled. That's my last comment on James Purefoy. So there were a lot of things I quite liked about this movie, like that the random super slick infiltration team that shows up is mixed gender. I appreciated that very much.
And mixed race.
And mixed race. Yeah. Very good.
How can you not have him in a movie? The leader.
Oh!
Yeah.
I'm terrible with names. I'm like him. They'll
There
get
was like 5 or 6 guys in there. Some of them had only numbers.
I just didn't expect him to die so early.
He didn't die first.
He didn't die
Yeah,
first.
I appreciate also the black guy was not the first to die. I mean, he was in the first group of people to die, but he wasn't the first
But I
to
didn't
die.
expect him to die. It's like, okay, lasers, you know, he just...
Yeah, because he's got such an awesome voice. You didn't think he was going to die.
And then all of a sudden, yes,
Yes,
he
because
becomes...
it's all about the voice.
And then he becomes, you know, a human stir fry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is like, well, shit. There goes the one character I really liked out of this.
Yeah, I liked
Damn.
him a lot as a character. Even though his team were idiots, and he decided to drag amnesiacs with him.
Yeah, that was dumb.
And he was
Really
pretty
annoys
dumb
me.
tactically, too. Oh no, that door is closing. Let's shoot at it. Let's not throw a grenade inside the computer room. Let's just...
Didn't have grenades.
No, you're right, they didn't. But they didn't...
They didn't have grenades. What the hell was wrong with them?
I blame Mal.
Mal.
Grenades cause us a
Firefly.
lot of...
He tells them not to bring grenades. He's like, it'd be really nice to have grenades right now.
I got the reference.
Oh,
like,
sorry. Obscure Firefly references.
but at the beginning, when they were stealing the virus, I was like, disgruntled employee is disgruntled. And then it turns out that's the entire plot of the movie.
Pretty
I'm
much.
like, called it! Called it!
I love the beheading scene. As someone who's gotten stuck in elevators several times,
Oh.
love the beheading scene.
Pull me back! Pull me back!
Well, I'm never gonna get
Push it
climb out of an
out! Pull
elevator.
me back! The complex itself was interesting, though.
The
The
high?
fact that they would have it so far under the city, but, you know, emulate day and have police siren. I'm like,
And
okay, that was
helicopters,
cool.
yeah. Yeah, well, it's a good idea. Like,
To make people more comfortable. Yeah, it makes complete sense.
psychologically speaking.
And that poor bastard loses his coffee. I mean, how much worse can your day get?
And the worst thing is, I bet you he
Pretty
doesn't have a change.
worse, actually.
I bet you he doesn't have a change of clothes, so he'll be smelling the delicious coffee that he didn't get to drink the whole day.
Well done, James Purefoy, you prick.
Watching some comments.
James Purefoy shows up. Holy shit!
Should be okay with that. Remember list?
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
Let's make this happen.
There
What
were
is it,
there were a whole bunch of
decisions.org?
plot points that made me go, "What, really?" And it was the you're taking the amnesiacs to an active situation plot point. Also, the cop and Alice split up. Why? Why? Horror movie 101, you don't split
You
up.
mean when she's walking and all of a sudden she's walking by herself?
Yeah.
Which I did like of the, you see them walking between and then all of a sudden she's walking by herself and you're like, nice, smooth, he's gone.
Yeah. Like, what? Also, Monster Tongue is super strong.
Yeah, but that was literally stolen. Well, picked from the games.
Yeah.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Those creatures exist in the game.
No, I know those creatures exist in the game.
And those tongues are that.
Like
Yeah,
they
but-
can pick up a whole human.
Yeah, no, I get that. But when it has the spike through it and it's dragging its entire body weight,
Yeah.
you would reckon it would like at
You
least
think,
tear a
but
little
no.
bit.
They're biohazard creatures.
They're biohazard creatures.
Magic! I mean,
Yeah.
science.
No, it was magic, is what that was. So yeah, those were some of the things that bugged me.
Oh, I've already read.
Oh no, I lied. Another thing bugged
Oh.
me is when the monster gets Spence, and then they arrive at the train afterwards, and they're like, "Oh, now that the monster has fed on DNA,
It'll mutate."
It'll mutate." I'm like, "Fine, whatever, magic."
Liquor 2.0.
Yeah, but then they show up, and Spence is there, and Spence has all his limbs, and his intestines are still in his body.
Yeah,
and...
he just tested the
Right?
DNA.
It's yeah, basically.
Okay.
Now that he is fed, there was no feeding. He had a little sip, is what happened.
Other thing, magic leather boots.
Yeah.
This liquor can survive like stabbing, but it slips right off her leather boots, as do the zombies, as do everybody else. That's like the best armor you can have in this kind
I
of
want those
movie.
boots.
Which basically is a nod to Resident Evil 2, as Claire Redfield does better than Leon Kennedy in nothing more than her biker leather with short shorts.
Of course.
She survives
to give them
infinitely
credit,
better than him and his police armor.
They were flat boots.
That's true. They were flat boots. I appreciated that. No spiky heels. Could you imagine running in spiked heels? No.
They would be great for, stabbing zombies in the head.
Yeah, except
And yeah, and then you get your foot trapped in some zombie's head, and you're hobbling along.
and you'd end up being like,
Yeah.
oh crap.
Twist your ankle off.
But yes, flat boots was nice for
Yes.
once. There
This
were
wasn't
heels.
the director's first video game movie.
What was
He did Mortal Kombat. The first, not the second.
Wait, there's a second?
Yeah, it
The
was
second was
infinitely
horrifying.
worse. It still got a theater release, but it was infinitely worse.
This
They changed half the
director
cast.
has either a decent movie
Or
or
a
a
shitty
horrible
movie.
movie.
Really?
There's this and Musketeers that are, in my opinion, some of the
Oh, wait,
best.
is that the most
Steampunk.
recent Musketeers?
Yes.
Oh, really?
But
Yes,
then
because
she
she's in
did
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Resident Evil and not Resident Evil, the Mortal Kombat and Pompeii, the new Pompeii that came out recently.
Oh, that wasn't terrible. It wasn't great, but it wasn't...
And there's a couple of others that I was like, oh,
Yeah, but all the sequels from this one are bad.
They are-
They go from bad to...
really, really
horrendous.
hammy action movies. But can you really tell me they're any better than the Halloween sequels or the
Halloween, Friday the 13th, and
Aliens
Nightmare on...
versus Alien versus Predator? He did that one too. Another video game movie.
So many issues with that movie, too.
There were very
this
few
is-
video game movies that work.
I liked Prince of Persia.
I didn't see...
Guards in the background can yay or nay that one.
Peanut Gallery? Nay.
No?
Nay from the
Nay.
Peanut Gallery.
He says he doesn't care.
I played the game. It was nowhere near like the game.
He didn't make it like the game, though.
Yeah.
He specifically said, I didn't play the games, I'm making a movie based on the concept of the games. And with that,
He didn't even
Jake
do...
Gyllenhaal didn't do such a bad job as the prince.
Of
Except that
Persia?
he's not Persian.
A white guy was the Prince of Persia. Well, that doesn't surprise me, Hollywood.
This is Gods of Egypt all over.
So,
Oh,
remember,
fucking
that's
Gods
the
of
movie
Egypt.
that we're talking about.
Yeah, sorry.
This was the
Name the King was
he
bad.
cast her specifically because of her action credit,
And
and they were they were
weren't
married a
together?
year after. This is the
Oh.
movie they met on.
Ah.
Aww.
Yeah. The first time they were on set together, she gave him a black eye.
Damn.
He's one of the zombies in the sewer scene. And
I know the one you're talking about.
It was love at first strike.
yep, every single scratch and stuff on her, except for the IVs, were actual like scratches and scrapes that she got filming.
Really?
Yeah,
Including,
there's no
like,
makeup.
the scar here?
No, the scar was.
Okay.
But all the
That
rest
scene
are
bothered
real.
me.
Why?
Where she's punching and she's kicking. You're told one scratch from these things, and she's wearing nothing but a tight, tiny red dress
She
with
didn't
no
have a
bra.
choice. They didn't give her a chance.
But she's punching and she's kicking at all these things, and she could have been up first.
But she's
And
a
I'm just
super
like,
soldier.
you're punching them in the face.
sequels
You
explain
smack-
that she's a super soldier.
Yes, but you smack
She wasn't
teeth,
in this
scratch.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I sort of got
was.
the impression that she became a super soldier afterwards when they were doing all the experiments.
Yeah.
That's what she
They
brought
could,
Alright, we got the 2 minute
Another
mark.
interesting fact: that last shot with the going back, where
Yeah, where
the cities
Raccoon City?
took them almost 2-3 months of setup, and was one of the most expensive film shots in history.
What did they use, a drone? Crane?
They had to use a crane they had to get an extra large sized crane and then a rail to bring down, and everything had to be custom built.
Ooh.
Now it would cost
for
them
the
under
eggs.
$200 with a drone.
Yeah, right?
Just for that one scene, because the director said, this is what I want.
Well, it's a perfect setup for the sequel, but you're just like,
Yeah.
It's done
It's a beautiful...
over.
Okay, last thing, I love the cinematography.
yes.
Yeah, they did a good job.
It was so pretty. There was no moments where you're like, why is he showing us this corridor?
Yeah, no, they did a good job in the cinematography. Okay, final thoughts and star rating PY.
It could have been much worse. Also could have been better. I'll give it a 3. It wasn't that bad.
Excellent. Eric?
This is my go-to I'm not feeling well movie, so I really like it. I'll give it a 3.5.
Okay, I gave it a 3. For the same reason, it wasn't bad. There were some things where I'm like, what? That makes 0 sense.
Says the person who loved Doom.
Yeah.
Doom was awesome!
That movie made no sense. It didn't even know what it wanted to be.
Doom doesn't make sense. Even though you do.
Previous review, go look at it. I've rented enough. Stupid movie.
But it was fun. I enjoyed it. It was a good action flick. Most action flicks have giant plot holes where you're like, what? That makes 0 sense. So I enjoyed it. It was actually a lot of fun. I wouldn't call it horror, though, by any stretch of the imagination. It was just an action film for me.
I would.
Would you?
Yes.
Well, then
It's
I'm
not
gonna start...
scary,
That was
but
horrifying
it's
to
still
sit through.
horror.
Alright, pick the next one. PY.
And the next one goes
Can you read my
to
writing?
Resident Evil 2.
Chronicles of Riddick.
Ooh.
Yeah, okay. This is one of my favorite sci-fi movies ever on the face of the
Chronicles of
planet.
That's the
Vin
second
Diesel, it's the
Resident
second
Evil.
one for Pitch Black, yeah.
Pitch Black was awesome.
Pitch Black was awesome.
I'd have to re-see this one.
I loved
haven't
all
seen it
3 of
enough
them.
times.
And the animated, and the video game.
The minute... This is how much I love this movie. I saw it in the cinema twice, and the minute it came out on DVD, I ran to buy it. Like, I really like this movie a lot.
It almost killed Vin Diesel's career.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was such a huge flop.
Was it?
Because
Yeah.
the original theatrical release, they cut out story.
Oh, yeah, they did.
So it made no sense. Even less sense than most.
We will be watching the director's cut in that case. Because I think that's the one I have, anyway.
Absolutely.
So, Chronicles of Riddick, director's cut. We will be watching that or reviewing that in 2 weeks' time. If you have any thoughts about the original Resident Evil movie, leave them down below. There will also be a Goodreads discussion in our book club. Even though it's a film, shut up. If you have any other movies you would like us to review, leave them in the comments and we will put them in the bowl. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks very much, guys. Bye! We'll cut there.
Has it been 10 minutes? Wow.
Yeah, we got a 2-minute warning.